Final season Barry Allen The Flash has saved the world so many times he and his wife Iris are ready to live happily ever after. In fact, thanks to all the time travel he knows they're gonna live happily ever after, has their whole future mapped out in this notebook, which is kind of no way to live, so he and Iris agree to throw that notebook away and let the future surprise them. The first surprise is Caitlin Snow working with Mark Chill Blaine trying to resurrect Frost, who died last season, but we don't get Frost or Caitlin, we get a totally new third persona with blue streaks in her hair. Kian, luckily she's not evil, she's super nice, got this innocence thing going on because she's basically a newborn. She does have some icy powers, but she's not to metahuman or a cryo whatever Frost was. They run the science tests and turns out she's literally the goddess of nature. Mark is hoping he and Kian can pick up, or he and Frost left off. He takes her on a date doing Frost's favorite thing, but she's like, yo, I'm a totally different person now, this isn't me, I'd love to go out for a walk in the park. But Mark's like, oh, that sounds kind of lame. The rest of Team Flash these days is Allegra Garcia with ultraviolet light powers and Chester P. Rank, the new science guy they've had. Will they office romance going since they were introduced, and now finally this season they do. And of course, there's former district attorney Cecile Horton with her psychic powers, who's become the team mom this season. She and Papa Joe West realize that Central City is maybe too dangerous a place to raise a kid. Papa Joe's retired, he wants to move out to the country, but Cecile has her law practice here, plus she's one of the only superheroes Team Flash has left. They finally compromise and buy a house outside the city that Cecile visits on weekends. As always, Central City is attacked by new metahumans. But these are new old amount of humans, like a new Captain Boomerang and a new Fiddler. They've all teamed up, so to fight them Flash recruits his own team of reformed rogues. Turns out their boss is a new speedster wearing a red bat suit. Indeed, it is an evil alternate timeline Batwoman whose goal is to make like psychic clones of herself and stop a crime before it can happen. And she's working with Gorilla Grodd. Yes, he's back. Last time we saw him, very convince him to be a good guy, but he's like, no, I'm gonna be a villain again. So Barry gives him an even more passionate emotional heart-to-heart that convinces him to be a good guy again. As for the Red Death, she's taken down by her doppelganger, our timeline's good Batwoman, who gets the resolution to her show here. The next villain up is Ramsey Rosso Bloodworth, who has been escaping from prison for 3 seasons now. This time he possesses Wally West, who kills Barry Allen. But here in the afterlife, Barry's met by Oliver Queen, the Green Arrow. Yeah, he's back. Remember, he's the Spectre, now guardian of the multiverse, and because Bloodworks threatening the multiverse, he's able to come on back for one last ride. Now there's a 9-month time jump as Iris is pregnant with their baby Nora. But wait, what's this? Very zoinked out of there, teleported to the past. KO. In fact, it's the day his mom is killed. Turns out Barry was brought here by this mysterious blue crystal that is the Queen, the Green Arrow. Yeah, he's back. Remember, he's the Spectre, now guardian of the multiverse, and because Bloodworks threatening the multiverse, he's able to come on back for one last ride. Now there's a 9-month time jump as Iris is pregnant with their baby Nora. But wait, what's this? Very zoinked out of there, teleported to the past. KO. In fact, it's the day his mom is killed. Turns out Barry was brought here by this mysterious blue crystal that is the negative speed force. Yeah, it's floating through time. Possession. Barry's friends just to mess with him. Barry's arch enemy, the Reverse Flash Eobard Thawne, has traveled here today for his master plan to kill Kid Barry. And so this is it. It is our current Barry who's the one fighting Dawn on this night of his mom's death. He tells a season 1 self not to interfere, closing that loop, then runs his kid self to safety, letting Thawne kill his mom. And as we know, Thawne lost his speed, ended up trapped here to go on and incite the events of season 1. Meanwhile, in the present, the negative speed force possesses Chill Blaine, but Ian deals with him easily. She can just disintegrate him, I guess, and then bring him back. But the negative speed force's real master plan is 20 years in the future, where somehow we've got back Eddie Thawne, yes, from season 1, Iris's fiancé, who sacrificed himself so his descendant Tia Barton would never be born, though somehow he kept coming. His speed ended up trapped here to go on and incite the events of season 1. Meanwhile, in the present, the negative speed force possesses Chill Blaine, but Ian deals with him easily. She can just disintegrate him, I guess, and then bring him back. But the negative speed force's real master plan is 20 years in the future, where somehow we've got back Eddie Thawne, yes, from season 1, Iris's fiancé, who sacrificed himself so his descendant Tia Barton would never be born, though somehow he kept coming back anyway. So I guess that ended up not mattering. As for Eddie, he thinks he's a scientist at Mercury Labs till one day he's struck by lightning. He starts remembering his past life, goes to dig up his body and realizes somehow he's been brought back, and he goes to get help from future Team Flash led by Barry and Iris's daughter Nora. But now Nora finds the mysterious blue crystal. No one can resist picking this thing up, and no, she's possessed. She shows Eddie what his future could have been. If he didn't die, I would be your daughter with blonde hair. So Eddie pays a visit to future Iris like look at the life we could have had, but it's awkward when your zombie ex-fiancé wants to get back together. Iris shuts him down, and so Eddie Thawne is a real good guy, but it's disorienting being brought back to life in the future and being haunted by the negative force, so he decides to give in to those negative emotions and chase the life he could have had. Becomes the family, so Barry runs out and shoots 3 lightning bolts at a couple randos across the world who I guess are Flash alternates from the comics and now get to be Flashes too, but Barry Allen will still always be the Flash, and as he has one final run through Central City just like old times, that's how the Flash comes to an end. If you like this recap, hit that subscribe button for more of the best recaps of TV and movies.